Hey, dude, buckaroos, how the heck are you? Got the roaring fireplace in the background? It's not real, man. I'm not trying to fool you. I just like the ambiance, man. It's, you know, it's December. We're just about at winter. Like to have the fire going. You can tell us again. You got the ceiling fan glare there. Unless I leave my head right there, then you can't see it. There we go. So maybe you wouldn't know if I didn't tell you. If I kept my head right there the whole time. Anyway, so hey, it's stout weather. Not only is it stout weather, to me it is, in particular, bourbon barrel stout weather. So I've got the Dragon's Milk. It's a classic. I think they've been brewing this since 2001. If I remember correctly, 11%. It's either 30 or 31 IBU, something like that. Rich, malty, and creamy, with heavy notes of vanilla and just enough familiar warmth from the oak barrels. Reminds us that all of life's events, big or small, are worth celebrating. So there you go. Again, 11% bourbon barrel stout. This runs. Well, I just dribbled on myself there. This one runs $15.99 for the 4-pack. So it's not necessarily cheap, but there certainly are many more expensive bourbon barrel aged stouts out there. Some macro masquerading as a craft that it's overpriced and overhyped, and when you can get one like this, I mean, I walked right into the store, man, bought it easy peasy. Didn't have to stand in line for 3 hours. I am fully convinced that there are folks out there that if they parade dog crap, put it in that particular bottle, they'd stand in line for 3 hours and then tell you how wonderful it was. That's you know, that's the hype involved with that particular beer. Some people tell you it's wonderful no matter what it tastes like. I didn't buy this year's. I'm not going to stand in line for 3 hours for something. I'm more about substance than hype. You know, that beer is all hype. People just want to have pictures. Oh, looky what I got. Look, I stood in line for 4 hours because I'm a moron. Don't do that, man. I mean, I'm sure you got a craft brewery you can walk into. This isn't local for me, but I just walked in the store and bought it. 11% bourbon barrel stout. So big notes of vanilla, like they claim. Personally, I mean, I'm also getting hints of dark chocolate. I'm getting bits of toffee, and certainly some oak. The oak I'm getting right closer to the end. It is chewy, you know. I guess maybe that other one that I kind of bagged on a little bit. I guess it runs what it. I think last year's I had was 13.7, some around 14 and change. You know, I don't know. You know, you can't tie quality in with ABV. That beer to me, I can't speak to this year's. I thought last year's was awful though. It was cloyingly sweet. It was disjointed. It just wasn't put together well. They had some trouble with infection on some of the bottling, I guess. The one I had, I don't believe was infected because it didn't taste like infection. It just tasted like it wasn't put together well. It tasted like it was prepared hastily because the notes were here, there, and everywhere. They didn't come together as one. It's one thing this beer does well. I love this beer. About a week ago, I guess 2 weeks ago now, I tried their rum barrel Dragon's Milk, and that thing was crazy good. I've always been a whiskey drinker, primarily small batch bourbons or Irish, but I really have, let me say, I'm trying to acquire a taste for rums. Over Thanksgiving, I did purchase my very first aged rum, which I really enjoyed. So I'm going to start trying to really get a handle on rums. So I feel pretty confident about bourbon and Irish. That's my that's my roots, my upbringing. But I'm trying to get a handle on rums as well. Picked up the Zafra 21-year-old, and it was only about $45 a bottle, which seems incredibly reasonable to me for a 21-year-old aged spirit. So I figured, what the heck, man? So as I'm letting this one kind of sit a little more, actually I got it out. I took took a picture. So it sat out for about 15 minutes before I actually started drinking it. So I probably got it at about the right temperature. I mentioned those other notes. I'm getting some dark chocolate, certainly a lot of vanilla like they described, some oak. Now I'm also picking up some raisin notes in it as well, which isn't unusual for the style. I just like the beer. Again, it was $16 for 48 ounces. So I mean, there are some that are 12 to, that one you had to stand in line for was anywhere between 12 to $20 depending on where you bought it, for a 16-ounce bottle. So here I have 48 ounces, cost me 16. So there you go. I'm not about hype, man. I am a craft beer drinker. I don't drink craft beer just so I can brag about specific purchases. I drink craft beer because I enjoy it. But there is that certain, that pretentious craft beer faction that is all about the hype rather than the substance. This is a buy again for me. It's what I typically purchase once a year anyway. This is the first year that I had the rum barrel. I don't know if they've done that one before or not, but it was incredibly enjoyable. But if you get a chance to buy this bourbon barrel version, I recommend it highly. Again, it's easy to find. I am Tom the Beer Whisperer. I approve this message, man.